Good morning. And this morning we're going to be talking about some journaling ideas, and the most powerful question, or one of the best questions I think you can ask yourself when you're journaling, whether you want to be in a notebook or whether you want to email yourself. We're also going to go over some strategies on how to exactly journal and what are best practices. Enjoy the show. Financially free and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch. So a little one-person trampoline, very I hope I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Tanner Morning Show. Let's go ahead and get ultra zoomed in, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercise to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but of course for the people you love and care about most. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. And this morning we're going to go over a really good question I like to ask my coaching clients. I like to ask myself. I've spent lots and lots of time journaling just on random questions, reflection questions. You can Google a million of them nowadays, or you can go directly to ChatGPT and you can be like, hey, what are a bunch of reflection questions that I can ask myself? Anyway, you don't have to do all that research. If you can answer this one question, I think you can set yourself up for success. And I'm really excited to kind of talk about it. And additionally, we're going to talk about a few different ways that I like to journal, depending on the mood I'm in. And because sometimes I don't want to be on a computer. Sometimes I want to put pen to paper, and it makes me feel good, rocking and rolling that way. I feel like I retain information better, or I just like it better, or it's just easier on my eyeballs because I got to be looking at a screen. Technology is not going anywhere anytime soon. So any chance I get a chance to not look at a screen, I usually try to take it. But also for organizational skills and kind of layout and how things look and sharing with other people, such as sharing content on the show, sometimes it's a little easier to go another route. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to rattle through. Let's start with the question. Let's start with the ultimate question that we need to ask ourselves. What is the best question to ask yourself when journaling? So let's go ahead, and I'm going to edit this and just kind of get my banner scrolling. So if you could choose only one thing that you could do better, what would it be? The ultimate question. If you could only choose one thing, you only get to choose one thing to do better, what would you choose? As we're thinking this morning, we're getting going. We got our fruit smoothies. We're getting ourselves up and going for the day. We're feeling good about the day. Actually, this is a blueberry and banana with spinach and peanut butter. Pretty good. And some cucumber water with some Himalayan salt. Delicious, right? Anyway, forget about the smoothie. If you could choose only one thing that you could do better, maybe that is one of the things that you choose. Maybe you're drinking more smoothies. I like this diet. I'm doing kind of this diet right now. We're not talking about diets this morning, but I try to only eat 2 hard meals a day, like hard foods. And then I try to have like one soft meal, which a hard meal would just be like last night we had a turkey burger served on top of spinach with a couple tomatoes on top of it, with like a side of broccoli, and then also like a small side of this pasta stuff. Easy going, made my stomach feel great. That would be considered a hard meal versus a smoothie would be a smooth meal. So maybe you're thinking about how can I have a few softer, some softer foods and make it a little easier to digest. So what are the categories that we could pick from? Let's go ahead and go to the board. I feel like that will make this a lot easier. So we're talking about journaling this morning. It is episode number 326. 326 this morning. And talking about the categories, and we're talking about this question that we have here on our screen. If you could choose only one thing that you could do better, what would it be? And I would recommend you pick from one. We were just talking about health a little bit. You could pick health. It could be wealth. It could be relationships. Health, wealth, and relationships. These are the golden three in personal development, it seems like. You always hear about them on a million other YouTube videos, or maybe you're hearing them from your friends, your family, whoever it may be. Health, wealth, and relationships. If you could only choose one thing to do better, what would it be? For me, maybe under the category of health, we were talking about smoothies. We're talking about eating healthier foods. Maybe you want to eat some healthier foods. You want to get some more energy out of the foods that you eat. The foods that you eat should not make you tired. If the foods that you're eating make you tired, then you're eating the wrong things. Well, this is where I personally am trying to gain more focus, where I'm doing really well in the health and the relationships departments of my life. And then I'd like to continue to really focus. So if I could improve one thing, it would be for my wealth, and then it would be systems. Systems. So these are like email automations, marketing automations. These are things that I can put in place so I don't have to nearly be as present for when I'm selling like courses, when I'm selling coaching packages, when I'm selling whatever we're selling through the company. I want to get better with. If I could focus on and get better at one thing, it would be putting in systems into my business so I can try to make it a little more passive, and I could be more looking over at the general overview of the company, what the direction we're trying to go, who are we trying to serve, and then continue to really be able to put more time into my health and into my relationships. That's what I'm trying to improve. That'd be one thing. So wealth and putting in systems. That's my personal example. What would you want to do with relationships? Maybe you want to find a partner. Maybe you want to meet somebody. Maybe you want to meet other individuals who are in the same business field as you. That's something I would like to do. Maybe there's people who you want to go just make friends with. Maybe there's new games or activities you want to try. Maybe you want to combine the two. Maybe you want to go play racquetball, pickleball with other people to get yourself moving, and also to build out other relationships. We're social creatures as humans, right? So we want to be able to be with other people. So if you can sit down and you can write out this question, I believe it can be very helpful, and it can also benefit in so many ways. This is one of the things. Why is this so powerful? Why is just choosing one? I think it's very powerful to just pick one thing, because we have so many options today that a lot of us get paralysis analysis and we just freeze and then we don't do anything. Versus if you just only choose one and you forgive yourself, okay, that other stuff is important to me, but I'm putting it on the sidelines so I actually do the hard work necessary to improve what is most important to me today. I can't stress enough how much that has changed my life. Being able to, I can't do it all at once. And it's funny, I'll be talking to my girlfriend, and she's usually more of the voice of reason on this kind of stuff. Like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. I'm definitely the big picture. Let's kind of get it all done all the time, versus like, and asking me like, was this part done yet? And it's like, oh no, I'm still working on that. I'm trying to and buckling down and like really working on it. And then forgiving myself for not doing the other things right this moment. So I actually make sure that the really important work is done, or else there's no progress going to be made. And also we're going to drive ourselves crazy because this is what we want to do, and we're not getting closer to what it is that we actually want to do. So I'd ask you to pick one thing. What is the one thing that you're going to pick this morning to improve in your life? Is it under the category of health? Is it under the category of wealth? Is it under the category of relationships? What is this under? If you could only pick one thing to improve today, what would it be? Maybe you write down in your journal the answers to this. And so what are some other types of journaling? So I think the first most obvious one, this is probably my favorite, but it's the least organized. So everything is pros and cons in this world, right? So, some things about it are amazing. Some things about it suck and they're annoying. So with notebooks, it feels really good. You get off the screen time, but it's in a notebook. And how often do you really reference it and re-reference it? I'll be honest, I have filled up dozens of notebooks in the last 5 years of my life trying to figure out my life. What do I want? How can I help people? How can I make a lot of money? How can I create true autonomy? It's not even so much about the money anymore versus I just want to be in complete control as much as possible of what I do in my day, who I help, how I help them, how often I help them. That's what I think true success means. And it took a lot of notebooks to filling these back up, but I didn't go back and reread all of these all the time. I think a lot of people who say that they go back and reread all their notebooks and do that usually are just outliers, or they are in fact liars, because I know I don't review these nearly as much as I would like to versus another way to, so that was notebook. We talked about that one, number one. So these are ways to journal. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in with us this morning. Happy Friday to you all. So the first way to journal, we were talking about a notebook. Second, we were talking about, you can go under Google Docs, and then you can just write out something like this, and Google is completely free. So if you could choose only one thing that you could do better, what would it be? I want to place a automation system into my Kajabi course. Kajabi is a software that I use for one of my courses. You get what I'm trying to say. So you can type in on these. You can type in, absolutely fill up as much as you want, and then it's just there. It's there. You can actually edit these from your phone, which is very nice. But there's other ways to talk on your to use your phone for journaling, and we'll go over that in a second. So the next one would be to email yourself. So this is an email that I've sent to myself, and these were actually questions and stuff that I answered through one of Dr. Jordan Peterson's journaling programs. So talking about me getting stressed out easily. Sometimes I would exaggerate the truth when I was younger, lose opportunities because I'm too isolated. I'm not networking enough. I'm so interested in creativities that it is hard to concentrate on things that are practical. I think these are things that many of us fault to, and this was a fault analysis. This was pretty good, but find it difficult to get down to work. So you can email yourself. You can write these out in an email. That's also very helpful. Let's go ahead and kick this off for a second. And then also you can text yourself. So I don't know if I should. I'm trying to find mine. Okay. Is there a way I can minimize that and blank that out? Probably not. Either way. So over here, I can give a quick glance. It don't matter. Sorry, technical issues. Stand by. But you can text message yourself. I love Mac and iPhone because I can text myself on the computer, or I can just do it off of my phone. One of my favorite things about Apple, honestly. But so you can text message yourself. I do this for social media ideas. So whenever I have something pop into my head, or say if I'm reading a book, or say if I'm talking to somebody, or reading an article, or watching a YouTube video, whatever it is, to try and absorb and get new ideas for the show, I'll text myself the idea, boom, done. I like that a lot. But that's kind of what I had today. Was I just wanted to go over this journaling aspect. I know journaling is really popular within personal development. And I think it's just a great way. You can either write about what you're grateful for. You can write about what you're mad at. You can write about what you're happy about. You can write about literally anything. But it's good to just get the energy out of your body and onto something else, such as a notebook, or we talked about emails, or we talked about Google Docs, whatever you want to do that you think would benefit you to get this out into the open and out of your head, right? So that's what we're focusing on today. The powerful question, if you could choose only one thing that you could do better, what would it be? Would it be journaling? Would it be working out? Would it be meeting somebody new? We talked about health, wealth, and relationships. That one's always an easy one that you can write out and think about, like, what do I want to do to improve this? And really, it's an incredible skill for an individual to identify a laundry list of things that they want to improve, but only picking one, because you can't do two things at a time. You can't. This whole multitasking crap is a bunch of lies. It's switch tasking. You're going to be so much better off. I can only speak from personal experience, but I am so much better off when I just pick one thing to work on and I just do that one thing. Trying to do a bunch of things at once gets you all riled up. Our attention spans get shorter. It's harder to be more creative, to have more ideas. So the discipline actually helps assist the creativity and the output at, I can't even describe how, it's not even close. Like, I can get way more done when I'm really just focused on one thing at a time and one major goal at a time. But it's really easy to get excited and to want to do this and then want to do that. And so it's not going to be perfect. So there's still going to be times where that's supposed to be an automation, not, it's a vowel following that. But anyway, we need to focus, because it's easy to get distracted like I just was, and get done what's most important to us. What are the high priority items? Because if you don't focus on the high priority items and what is most important, you're going to fill your life with low priority items that just distract the crap out of you, such as your cell phone, such as toxic people, other ideas and stuff that you don't even want to do, but society just kind of pushes the media onto you, and you're like, oh, well, shoot, I might as well try it. You know, Jerry over in South Carolina made $10,000 this month, so I might as well go and try it. We don't want to follow Jerry. We don't know Jerry. We want to do what it is we want to do. And the greatest gift we could ever give ourselves is to know who we are and what we really want. So knowing who you are and what you really want, and you can do just that by answering these type of journaling questions. All right, I hope this was helpful. This is a good Friday. I love doing content, journaling, thinking, brainstorming, all of this kind of stuff on Fridays. I really enjoy that because I don't like doing coaching or other stuff as much on Fridays. It's kind of the weekend for me. So I'm going to go ahead. I got to write out some notes for a couple clients, and then I got to shoot some tutorial videos for a course I'm creating. So I got a busy day, so I'm going to bounce out of here. But you guys have an incredible, incredible day. I hope this was helpful. We went over just a quick recap. We went over some ways to journal. You can use a notebook. You can do Google Docs. You can email yourself. You can text yourself. Whatever suits your fancy. Whatever gets you to freaking do it, right? And understand the pros and cons with it. Play around with it and see what works best for you. So ask yourself, what are you going to choose to improve today? Just pick one and then go gung-ho on it. Other than that, I'm bouncing out of here. I hope you guys have an incredible, incredible Friday. I'm off for the weekend. I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm going to see you guys on Monday morning live at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with another episode of the Talk Tanner Morning Show. If you know anyone who wants to watch this thing, share it with them. It means the world to me. So my ask today is for you to share one piece of my content with somebody who you think could benefit from it. We're here to give. We're here to help support people and make them better and better. And sharing the content means the world to me as we're trying to grow the channel. So thanks so much. Share the content with somebody you know, who you think could benefit from having a little more focus in their lives. But that's all I got. You guys are all amazing. And in case you needed to hear it today, I love you. You're a badass. You're going to pick one thing. You're going to dominate it. And you're going to do really well today. Cheers to you all. I love you all. And I'm out. Peace.